start. Sir, during this debate, it was interesting and educative to listen to our constitutional experts. I must say that it seems to me that the question and at issue is not merely a legal or a constitutional one. The constitutional amendments which we have introduced contain and reflect the urges of our people. For some time there has been a deliberate inflation of fears which to me seem to be unreal. A controversy has been generated as regards the supremacy of parliament against the supremacy of the constitution, as if these two were distinct concepts, mutually exclusive and even perhaps opposite. Those who describe the issue in this manner conveniently forget that our constitution was drafted on the fundamental assumption that our people have firm faith in the principles of democracy. This faith in our people reflects in our constitution. Several honorable members have spoken of the confrontation between parliament and the judiciary. There need not be a confrontation, and I think that to create an atmosphere of confrontation does not do us much good. I do not think that there is any real confrontation either, because each institution has its assigned place and role. We all know that there can be no third chamber and that no constitution can be frozen into a static position. What do we see when we look at the world around us? It would not take us long to discover that many an institution has collapsed, many a constitution has been scrapped because it ceased to be an effective instrument for orderly change. That our constitution and our democratic institutions have survived when all around us there is a climate of tension and violence is a tribute to the faith of our people in democratic ideals and also to the flexibility and responsiveness of our constitution and our political institutions to the urges of our people. While introducing this bill, my colleague spoke of the arguments of those who opposed this bill as being based on fear and nervousness. I should like to dispel that fear and nervousness in the minds of our minorities insofar as their rights are concerned. I believe that protection to them can be guaranteed only by this parliament. Mere constitutional devices cannot give guarantee. History is full of examples of constitutions being overthrown or frustrated. Therefore, a wider and deeper democracy is a more durable guarantee of the rights of our minorities. Stop